భావిస్తూ ఉన్నాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Azhar bhai, yesterday night also when you and I were chatting and I asked you this question, I ask again. When I see, firstly, your career, legendary cricketer, made a difference, one of our favorites, know you from 1986, 85, 86, that tour, 300s. But now, let me ask you a specific question. After the Women's World Cup, Mithali Raj, Arundhati Reddy, Sri Charani, the tradition is here. Are you planning something special to give the fillip to the women's game in Telangana? Because according to me, the opportunities are endless. And while we say that it's a level playing field, it's not. Match fees are the same. Central contract, 7 crores for men, 50 lakhs for women. So there is a big gap there. Are you, and the grassroots, practically no money. Are you going to sort of do something special in the light of the Women's World Cup to give a fillip to the women's game? Mohammad Azharuddin.
I think Boria, the Telangana has produced many women players who have won a lot of medals. 2 are already here, and then Sania is there, and Saina Nehwal is there now. Nikhat Zareen also, they won a lot of medals. So there is a lot of encouragement for women in Telangana, and they have won a lot of medals also. But I think the grassroots level thing, I'm also very in favor of grassroots level. But at the same time, I think what happens is, even if you pick people at the grassroots level, first you have to look at the skill. If you don't have the skill in a particular sport which you are picking up, then there's no point going ahead with the player. Because I remember about 3 or 4 years back, and I took somebody to Gopi's academy, and he looked at that person and he said, no, it's not possible that he's going to play big badminton matches. So that's what we need from players, from coaches also. Because I think when you have the skill, then only all these things come up. Dedication, application, everything, hard work. If you don't have the skill, even if I have a skill to play cricket, then if I start playing football, then I'll be wasting my time and wasting everybody's time. So I think the Telangana Sports Hub also has been created by the Honorable Chief Minister, who is also a very avid sportsman. He plays a lot of football, and you will definitely see him in action on the 13th when he's going to play with one of my favorite players, Lionel Messi. And I think Telangana has already done a lot, and it's going to do well, because with this new future city which is coming up, there will be a lot of facilities. Because when I was growing up, when I was playing, there were hardly any facilities. We played on very, very different grounds. I want to tell you something, that I'm very, very lucky that I have not been injured very badly. I mean, the grounds we played and the wickets we played without helmets, everything, as a youngster, I'm very lucky. I mean, if you ask me to play now, I will not play, because it's not good. Because the facilities now have improved. I think you have a lot of coaches who are really very, very good. And then if you see, I mean, especially in the cricket, you have more staff traveling than the players. If I'm right, I would definitely say about that. And I think the facilities are very good, and the platform is there for the players, but how well they use that platform. I mean, winning a gold medal, and it's not very easy, and an Olympic medal, actually, Sindhu has already done that, and Jwala is also here, and Gopi Bhai is already, won the All England badminton. So I'm a very avid sports watcher. I mean, I like watching sports, but I think the most important thing I want to tell is that if you find somebody who's very skillful, who's very good, please take care of all his problems, starting from family till he goes up. Because what happens is, there are so many players who come up, they have a lot of family problems. They want to, their parents, a lot of pressure is there on the parent. They want their son to do something, get a job, and then get their sister get married, all things. If you find somebody who's exceptionally well, you please take care of all his things. Just tell him, go and play. Don't worry about what is happening. That is the one thing we should do it. Because if you do that, you'll get many, many players. Because most of the players, they just fall away because of this problem.
So opportunity. If you try and understand what Azhar was talking about, opportunity, and that's what brings me to Jwala. Jwala, to see a summit like this, mainstream sport, this is clear mainstreaming sport. We've seen in India, various states, if there are convocations, congregations like this, sport is a silo. It's like, okay, there will be one panel, 20 minutes at the end of the day. Here, it's mainstream. Whether it's the CM's vision of bringing in corporates and sports people together, whether we are seeing what we are seeing on the dais. In your case, the word that was used for you, trailblazer. When you started out, no facilities whatsoever, to win a world championship medal in 2011, to be the best in the world in doubles, Commonwealth Games gold, and now, what are the changes, Jwala, you are seeing in Telangana that will enable the next Jwala Gutta to come up, pick up a badminton racket and make a mark?
Hi, good morning everyone. What I feel is that, I was lucky to have a coach like Arif sir. I think he was a consistent coach whom I trained under. And that's what I feel. I feel we are not doing enough for the coaches. Every time when the sports is mentioned, we just think about the athletes and who are going to win the medals. But I think there are a lot of work which is done behind. Everybody, I'm sure everyone agrees, a good support system which includes coaches is not what we are focusing on. I think we need to, the sports policies have to mention the welfare of the coaches. I still hear that a lot of coaches are still under contract and they still struggle and don't have permanent jobs. I think that is very, very important. We need to support the coaching. People who are interested in coaching, take care of, because that's their bread and butter. And if you want them to focus on the athletes and to bring medals, we need a good, system for coaches and see that they don't struggle. And I think I was lucky to train under Arif sir, and I had a consistent coaching and support system from Arif sir, and that's why I think I could, even dream of doing something big. So I think I'll be really happy if the sports policies include coaches' welfare and uplift them. I always believe this, that good coaches, you'll definitely have good players. And Gopi Bhaiya is an example, so encourage other coaches, give them the stability and hold them and give them the incentives which we as players get, and then I'm sure they will work hard towards. I think that's what is the missing link, is what I feel in our system. We don't talk about our coaches much.
That's a brilliant point. Taking care of the coaches. Yesterday, Gopi and I were sitting in his academy, and all of a sudden, and here, once again, ladies and gentlemen, these are important points. Telangana as a young state taking the lead.
Sorry, I'm interrupting. I want that our coaching system should become so strong that we don't depend on foreign coaches.
Absolutely.
In future.
Absolutely. So yesterday, and this actually brings me to this point, we were sitting and there were a few Mizo kids training out there. And I asked him, tell me a little bit more about these kids. And eventually I get to know that there are 10 Mizo coaches now working as part of the academy. So it's not just doing for Telangana, it's also doing for the rest of India. So Telangana taking the lead there, that's brilliant. So absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a state showing the way for the rest of the country. Stand out. Ambati, all of us are talking about coaches. You've just finished a career, accomplished cricketer, so much achievement. I'm going to give it back. Coaching, what's the thought? If there's one thing that you want to do as a possible coach, making a difference to the ecosystem in your state, what would that be?
Coming from Hyderabad, I have played here, I've grown up here, I've played junior cricket for Hyderabad. So Hyderabad has always had extraordinary talent. To nurture the talent, as Ajubhai said, we need very good infrastructure, very good coaches, and most importantly, I think coaching has to, develop a mindset to make sure, especially as a player, once you are transitioning into a coach,